I was with Nathan and Matt earlier, and they were saying a line to me over and over again. Did he? Did she? They kept saying it to me, so that's the only line that's playing in my head right now.
Congrats on the show.
Thank you very much.
I really, really loved it, and I love the trio. I mean, I know there's 4 of them, but I love all of the characters and the personalities that you've brought into the show. So I just kind of wanted to start off by asking, when you were first writing, what traits did you really want to bring? What personalities were you really honing in on to bring to the screen?
Well, I mean, for one thing, we, with Bunny Schneiderman, we really had Nathan Lane in mind. I mean, that's the voice that we heard in our heads as we were writing it. When we described Arthur, we talked about sort of a cross between James Baldwin and Andre Leon Talley. Sort of haughty, intellectual, a bit of a snob, but also like a good, thoughtful human being. And with Jerry, we thought about like, this is the moral center. This is the guy, this is the lapsed Mormon, but who has the purest heart and is kind of an innocent, even though he is the most sought after sexually. And that was our starting point of these, for these characters. And then Linda is just my mother.
And how did you know that when did you know that it was really going to work? I mean, obviously it sounds like such a perfect idea in your head, but at what point in the process were you like, no, this is going to be
when
it?
the cast came together and we were shooting the pilot, and I went backstage to where all the executives were and Ryan Murphy was and his husband and my wife were, and everybody was having a good time. And it was like everybody seemed relaxed and happy.
And you knew that it was working when the 3 of them were together. And we were in that 3-way conversation. It's when everybody kind of lit up. I mean, Linda was this incredible spice that we love and miss. But the fact that the alchemy of these 3 actors creating that friendship, it was amazing, and that's when we knew, oh, maybe this is going to be a thing.
And you've kind of talked, it was initially pitched as like gay Golden Girls, but then you've kind of moved away from it because it is its own, entity. So could you kind of, in your own words, describe what you wanted to bring to this show that's not as much that?
It was never gay Golden Girls.
Right.
Gay Golden Girls was just an easy way to describe it, to get people to understand the world that we were going to write about, because it was just a shorthand to say.
Well, if you were to say, well, here's a group of guys and they shared a house years ago on Fire Island, but now one of them dies and blah blah blah. It's like gay Golden Girls. Got it.
Right.
I mean, it really is it's a way to understand the concept of very, very quickly, even though it's not based on the Golden Girls or anything like that, but the dynamic is comparable.
Absolutely. I mean, but that being said, obviously a lot of people like to decide if they're the Rose in the group or the this and that. So out of you 2, are you Bunny, Jerry, or Arthur?
I clearly look like Jerry, and I think on the inside I'm Bunny.
Okay.
And I would actually say that I have a little bit of Arthur snobbery, but I have a lot of Sybil's genes.
And if you're right that I said that I look like Jerry, you're going to have to say that I was kidding. Okay? Because this isn't going to be
With
on film.
picture, yeah, don't worry.
The picture will tell the story. Don't worry. We'll take care of it.
I got you. I got you.
Okay.
And I just want to note, there's a lot of amazing lines in this, but is there one that sticks out from the entire show that you think is really going to go viral or resonate with people that could be memeable?
For sure. I think the one that got the biggest reaction in the room and on the floor was a line written by Don Roos, and Linda Lavin says it to Judd Hirsch in the 8th episode. They're on a date, and she
looking at old photographs of
them.
Yeah,
and she just says, as my mother used to say, time is a cunt. And I would imagine that people are gonna grab onto that one.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
You can see it on a t-shirt, can't you?
Yes, I do. Yes. Well, congratulations on the show.
You.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on the show. It's truly so fun, so fresh, and I can't wait for everyone to see it.
Oh my God, how many episodes have you seen?
I think 5
That's a lot.
isn't enough, I feel.
No,
but
no. You got to see all 10.
I know. I did do some skipping around, but I won't talk about that.
All right. It's all right.
I had to snoop, you know?
Yep.
But it's definitely so fun, and I can't wait for audiences to see it.
Me too.
Obviously, the trio that they've created with this show is so fun with Nathan Lane and Matt Bomer. So can you just talk a little bit about creating that dynamic, how you fell into these characters and how they just came to be?
Well, all of us are from the theater, including the great Linda Lavin. So when you're from the theater, certain things are unspoken. You just come in with your heart open and ready to work and being vulnerable and open to whatever the situation's going to be. So that's a part of it. The other part is sort of magical. Just the chemistry was there. And we're very lucky to have it because it does not happen all the time. So we all recognize how beautiful this time is and how beautiful it is to work with people that you actually like and you love their work. I was a fan before, a fan of Nathan Lane's, Matt Bomer's, Linda Lavin's. I love all of their work. I've seen so much of it over the years, and it's just such a privilege and an honor to work with them. We're having a grand old time. And then to be directed by Jimmy Burrows, who you don't get any better than that. And then the writing staff, led by Max Mutchnick and David Kohan. The best. All of it, you know? And so we're just having a great, great time. I think the show is beautiful in every way. And I hope that people feel seen by it and represented and enjoy it.
Definitely has a stacked team behind it, and you yourself have been a part of so many other amazing queer projects. So I really wanted to ask, like, when this was pitched, what made it stand out for you and what made it feel so fun and fresh for you?
Well, it really is one of those rare times where I didn't have to make my character be fully well-rounded, you know? So this is nice to have a Black queer character, Arthur Broussard, that's well-rounded. I can just step into him and just start playing. I think people will find it refreshing, you know, because he's a whole human being with many dimensions. And that's what attracted me to the role itself, because it's so well written, you know, and so thoughtfully written. And I can't wait for everyone to meet Arthur.
Me as well. I mean, he definitely has some zingers on this show. And I know it's not necessarily an exact Golden Girls replica, as we've been calling it. It's its own entity. But at the same time, I want it to go as viral and reach as many people as that project has. So is there a line that Arthur has or a scene that you can think of that you think people are really going to hone in on?
Oh my God, there's so many lines that Arthur has, because it's written so well, you know, that are already classic. Oh my gosh, you've stumped me.
I'm so sorry.
You've stumped me because I mean, I can't even. Well, what's really stumping me is that I was with Nathan and Matt earlier, and they were saying a line to me over and over again, which is not going to make any sense out of context. But the line was, "Did he? Did she?" And so they kept saying it to me, so that's the only line that's playing in my head right now. But come back to me, and I'll give you some. But
I mean, that
he
could
has
be a
so many zingers, that it's just hard to even put them together, you know, because it's written so well.
I agree. I mean, we will see when the internet gets a hold
Yes.
of it, and then we'll come back to it.
Because I never know what people are going to pick up on either.
Yeah.
The fact that Nathan and Matt were talking about this earlier today, it's like, what? What are you talking about? And then I had to remember the line, right? And so we'll see. There's so many.